Welcome to Realize 2023. My name is Tim Sedlack, and I'm the Director of Product Management for Voltage SecureData. And today I'm going to introduce you to how you can monetize your data at the same time as you protect it. You probably have seen this slide in a previous presentation from Greg Clark. This is our ability inside Voltage to leverage data, understand the data, protect the data in all the ways that organizations need to leverage it downstream. And this can drive business outcomes much further than privacy readiness alone. So if we think about how organizations use data today, it's handled in a bunch of different ways, and every organization, of course, wants to do the right thing. You know, they want to maintain their data, they want to capture it early on and make sure it's protected. But organizations have an insatiable appetite for this data. So if you can find a way to protect this data, yet still use it downstream, whether it's through de-identification, encryption, hashing, other data masking techniques, these all help differentiate Voltage because this is our strength. So we can protect data so that if there is a breach, if somebody does get a hold of the data, it's completely useless to them. So they can look at the data, but it means nothing to them. And it can be used across different lines of business. You can share it out to the cloud, to data warehouses. You can use it in BI tools. Really, there really is no holding back once you've protected your data through encryption or masking. So I wanted to take a minute here and just define what data monetization is. So in simple terms, it's probably what most people expect. It's using the data that you have and you've collected to improve or generate new business outcomes. That seems like a reasonable goal, but how do you do that without exposing that data while keeping it useful to downstream apps and services? It sounds simple enough, but there are some basic rules that we should consider here. And I've listed them on the slide. First, you have to understand where your data is and catalog it. This is all part of the discovery process that we talked about in an earlier session that you could go take a look at as well. We've got robust ways of discovering unstructured and structured data. And then comes the meat of what I'm talking about, actually protecting that data from internal and external audiences misusing it or using it for purposes other than what you intend. Finally, be open to new opportunities and communicate the value of the data you have to share in its protected and private fashion. This should help you find those new business opportunities where you can use your data in its protected form, but still gather value from it. Let's take a look at how Voltage supports these monetization efforts. So apart from the obvious that we encrypt, hash, or tokenize this data, what makes Voltage unique is our core format preserving technology. As the original inventors of format preserving encryption, our technology is still the fastest on the market. We're protecting more data than just about everybody else. I know we typically cite a statistic that 8 out of 10 credit card transactions around the world touch Voltage technology at some point to protect the cardholder data, protect the PAN, protect the financial institutions from exposure. When we apply this core technologies across these strategic assets, we really help customers deal with their data without fear of exposure or misuse. And if you look internally at audiences who might benefit from the use of your data, you will definitely have some colleagues who are interested. And when the data is protected, you don't have to worry that it'll be misused or shared further on down the line. You can also look for those opportunities to share the data externally without exposing customers or any privacy information. And let's see how that looks and how it's beneficial to customers. So here we have just a standard record of Stephen Smith with his privacy information of a local identifier, social security number, his date of birth, and a credit card number. Now, as we run this through our encryption algorithms, you'll see that data gets protected and it's partially de-identified. It's still valid data and it still can be used in applications further on down the line. You'll see that Stephen's credit card got protected and there still are valid credit card numbers at the beginning and the end. And what's been obfuscated or encrypted is the data in the middle. So it's no longer usable for somebody else. Now, one of the interesting things is we know that similar records exist when you're collecting customer data or analyzing other data for privacy. Here we have John Smith. Similar case here. We'll run it through our algorithms and you'll notice something here that the last name is exactly the same because Smith matches Smith. You'll see the social security number because it did differ by one number. It's going to appear differently here. And you'll notice the date of birth remains the same. So as we encrypt that data, it's a token and we're able to replace that with another valid date that can be de-identified later. Same thing for John's credit card here. I think what's important to understand is the characteristics are maintained and the field integrity is the same. So if you're processing dates in a table, the dates will work. If you're looking to validate credit card numbers for the PAN or the last four, you have that data and it's possible. And these are all controllable throughout Voltage, how much you encrypt and how much you share. But let's take a look at a larger stack of data. One of the things that's really important is the deterministic nature of format preserving encryption allows database schemas to remain the same, applications downstream to be able to process that data. And you'll see that, most importantly, we maintain referential integrity. So even as data is split across different databases, shared with different people, that referential integrity always remains the same. And I can look Stephen up by his encrypted credit card number or his encrypted date of birth. And this is really critical to be able to allow your business to continue functioning, even though you've protected that data and it can be seen and used by other people without exposing any of that privacy information or any other secret data you wish to keep. Now, as I talked about downstream, one of the key areas we hear from people is processing data in the cloud. Of course, you want to collect your data and protect it as close to the source of collection as possible. But we recognize in today's world that customers make use of the cloud. And you'll see that SecureData has cloud capabilities that goes across all the standard cloud service providers, AWS, Azure, GCP. We have some others as well. But what's really important to see here is you'll see technologies that span across the three different cloud service providers. So things like Snowflake, you can work on any cloud provider or all three at the same time and still protect your data within Snowflake. So this list is focused on cloud technologies, but you should know that we've got a really wide range of applications and services that we support, even more generic interceptors like SecureData Sentry that will act as a data bastion server which will collect the data, process it, and allow you to protect it before it moves on to its application further on down the line. So we also have capabilities for our professional services people to integrate with custom applications or things that we don't have out of the box. We've really made Voltage SecureData something easily integrated in your business, your applications, your services. So in wrapping up, I just want to make a little bit of a plug here, or more of a vote of confidence. So this isn't Gartner saying that we do a great job of data masking. What's important to me here, and what I like about this, is these are Gartner customers who recognize us as the premier choice in data masking. There's also on this slide a linkable click to a couple of good articles on why we won this award and how we were evaluated. So, you know, if Gartner and Gartner customers are important to you, we rate very highly. And finally, I just wanted to provide you with some other resources. These are available on the Micro Focus and OpenText websites under SecureData. And I know this was brief, but I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you. And if you have questions around data monetization, you can reach out to me at OpenText. Thank you.